Okay, so boom. I am back again with the second installment to my Dope Black Art series. So the Dope Black Art series is about works that are created for and or by the people, and it's all with the intention of moving the culture or the movement forward. And so this is where I get to share that art with you guys. This is where I get to praise that art. I get to give it all the respect that it deserves. And I get to have open and honest conversations about art that I love and it's moving me in my personal everyday life. So with that being said, let's get in. Okay, so the first piece of black art that I have to discuss this week is the latest blockbuster release, Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh my God. Um, First off, round of applause to every single person that was involved in that project. This is the first black feature film that I've watched and in a while, I should say. And I felt like I learned something. I felt inspired. The black pain didn't trump the Trump. It didn't trump the black joy, the black spirit, the black perseverance. This film left me wanting more, and it left me wanting to do more. As y'all know, I'm old school, so I have to write stuff down. So when we're talking about the actors, there are a couple of people that definitely stood out to me. Sorry in advance if I butcher any of these names. It's all with love and respect. Charge it to my head and not my heart. Um, Daniel Kaluuya as Fred Hampton. I swear every time I see this young man in any type of project, I always forget that he is not American. His ability and skill to mask his accent or to become a whole new being, um, it's magical. He is a very special actor. He is a part of a very rare breed. And I can't wait to see what else comes from him because he literally slays every single role for me. Lakeith Stanfield. The way he captivated the internal conflict that William O'Neill battled, um, that is award winning to me. He made me laugh because of how crazy he appeared. It was funny in those moments. Um, we really got to watch the internal battle. We got to see him in a moment where he felt like he had arrived and he was doing something good because he had a little bit of money. Um, but then when he was in the middle of actually doing the work with the fellow Black Panthers, we could see that he was still motivated by what he was around. He started to believe in what the work that we're doing. It wasn't just um, at a certain point, it seemed like it stopped being a job for him. Um, and we don't know if that's the real person's struggle or if that's just a character. But the character that Lakeith Stanfield created and depicted, mind blowing. Love it. And then shout out to the two Dominiques on the cast. Dominique Fishback, who played Deborah Johnson, and then Dominique Thorne, who played Judy Harmon. Miss Dominique Fishback, I had no idea that you were older than I am. The last thing that I saw her in was the Netflix special with Jamie Foxx, and she was playing a teenager. And I definitely thought she was like 16, 17. And I think she's 29, if I'm not mistaken. She did a great job. I was happy to see her in an adult role that had depth and it had layers. I'm excited to see what's coming from her also. And Miss Thorne, I love a badass sister. And Dominique Thorne, who again played Judy Harmon, she showed up and she was the strength. She was the muscle, if you will. She was like the first in the command that you had to go through to even get to Fred Hampton. And I love it. The strength, the perseverance, and not to kind of add to the whole strong black woman trope, but in that role, I saw nothing but a sister that could hold her own. Not saying that she doesn't have any pains, not saying that she doesn't have flaws or weaknesses or anything of that sort, but the strength definitely prevailed overall with that. So yeah, to go a little bit further, finally we got to see a true depiction of the black. Finally, we got to see a true depiction of the Black Panther Party. Um, I remember hearing about the Black Panthers growing up in school, and I'm from South Carolina. And I felt like they were always brought up, but it was always in the same vein as the KKK. And they are absolutely not the same fucking thing. It's even absurd that they would even be put in the same category. I understand why, of course, but it's straight bullshit. I also hate that the first time that we actually get this type of film that's based on the Black Panthers, it had to be told kind of through the lens of the FBI. And the FBI are the people that infiltrated, they sabotaged, they did everything that they could to go against people that were literally just trying to help their people. Black Panthers weren't the violent sort unless need be. You know, those are some of the things that were literally in their tenets and their principles. But that's the type of stuff that we weren't taught growing up. It was extremely disheartening to learn that Fred Hampton died at 21 years old. His life had just began, and he had already experienced so much. He had already been in prison multiple times, all just for trying to fight for equity and equality for his people. I'm not even gonna get started on that. But in addition to that, the soundtrack. Black people know how to make good music. We know how to put together a bomb-ass playlist. And so when I watched the movie, the music always elevated whatever emotion, whatever message they were trying to share in that moment. It always executed whatever needed to be done. And I'm super, super happy about it. So far, my favorite track that I've listened outside of the film is Plead the 45th by Smino and Saba. Just go check it out. I'm not even gonna get into it. Just check it out. And that's all I got for Judas and the Black Messiah. Great film. Check it out. Share it. It's on HBO Max. And if I'm not mistaken, some theaters around you may actually even be playing it. But it's definitely something that you should check out. Okay, so the second piece that I would like to highlight today is called Black Boy Magic. And it is a visual work that was created by Lyric London, who is a choreographer. Through dance, poetry, fashion, and music, Black Boy Magic tackles the topics of police brutality, racism, sexuality, oppression, and much more. For me, it started with seeing different shades of black and different shapes of black bodies that really pulled me into the piece. As somebody that I don't identify as a dancer, I wish I was. As a kid, I wanted to be a ballet dancer, or to be some type of Alvin Ailey dancer or something of that sort, just because I think that there is something very special about being able to move your body and tell a story and being able to control yourself in those moments. It's just ethereal to me. It's a very spiritual experience. And Lyric London, the movements that he created for his cast were executed perfectly. They were in many different scenes, whether it was in a lake, whether it was in like a deserted part of what I'm gonna say is the hood, whether it was adorned in gowns or some tulle or some very feminine garments. It did not matter. Everything was executed very well. Everything told a story. And again, I have to highlight, it's black boys that are dancing. And it's not always in the traditional hip hop sense. I like being able to see the different dimensions of my people. I like being able to see how we come in all different ways, all different forms, all different beliefs, all different gifts and talents. We are not a monolithic group. And to be able to see this on display in this project, it really resonated with me deep down. in addition to the dance, the music, Moses Sumney, excuse me, Lyric London used a lot of Moses Sumney's latest album to create this project. And if you don't know anything about Moses Sumney, you can consider him to be an alternative artist. He is not your traditional R&B at all, but he is an experience. My God, he is an experience. The way his voice shrills at certain moments when he goes into his falsetto, the way he holds his notes, and it has a certain like, I don't even know. It's just, it's different, but in a good way. Anytime I think about Moses Sumney's music, it's not all dark and it's definitely not all light. His music and his voice live somewhere in that gray area, where you understand that you have to have both in order to have the full experience. Definitely check it out. Shout out to everyone that's a part of the cast. Shout out to Lyric London for creating this entire masterpiece. This is something that I will be continuing to consume for my own motivations. You inspire me, and yeah, good job. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, so the third piece that I'm going to discuss today, it actually isn't a piece, it's more of a collection. Ghanaian-born artist Omoako Boafo recently collaborated with Dior, and they created a summer collection for men. Now, I came across the collection because I was scrolling through Twitter and it popped up in an ad. And one of the garments that I saw was a beautiful sweater, but it was different because there is a literal black man's face on the garment. And the way the face was shaded, the way the attention to detail of the man's face was there, it resonated with me a little differently, which made me stop what I was doing, go research exactly how this piece came to be. And it's an actual full collection that Omoako actually collaborated with. Omoako is an artist who typically focuses on portraitures, but he has always been intrigued by fashion. And for me, when I was looking at the line, the collection, the fall line, the summer line, excuse me, not fall, it connected with me because I got to see Black men, not necessarily being used as props, but being showcased. I got to see these Black bodies adorned in luxury garments. Their faces are on these luxury garments. I know that there is a lot of work that needs to be done when it comes to equity for Black people in those luxury spaces, especially after a whole bunch of years of not being given just dues oftentimes. But having this Black artist on display and being a huge part of the collection coming to fruition, it hits a little different. Here are some of the works here. I'm going to put up some pictures or some videos just so you guys can check it out. But yeah, look at some of the pieces. Tell me what you think. Is it something that you would buy or want to buy? Just let me know down below in the comments. That's all I got for today, y'all. You know, this is something that I could talk about on and going on and on and on, but I'm not even going to leave you here with a whole bunch of words and stuff. I just want y'all to stop the video, give me the thumbs up, and subscribe if you have not. But after that, go ahead and click those links in my bio or the description box below so that you can go ahead and check out what is coming and what's out there, you know? But thank you so much for checking in. Again, I am Hakeem Iman, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Mwah. Bye, bitches.